Hi, I'm Harry Forbes from ARC Advisory Group. My guest is Pat McCurdy, Vice President of Phoenix Contact. Pat, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's nice to be here in person with you and nice to see you again. We talked a couple of years or 2.25 years ago, and it's nice to talk again. Pat, at that time, you gave us an update on that new product you had at the time, PLC Next, which is kind of a combination PLC and open software platform or execution platform. Can you give us an update on what's going on with PLC Next now?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to. And just as a reminder, the PLC is maybe a little bit deceiving in the name because it's so much more than a PLC. First and foremost, it is an open platform, Linux-based control. First and foremost, it's an open control platform that's Linux-based. It's secondly, IIoT ready. One of the most common applications that we have is customers really want to collect data on the factory floor, send it to a cloud. So we can do that with PLC Next with built-in MQTT support and using all the cloud protocols and support mechanisms. And then thirdly, it is really a PLC reimagined because in addition to the 61131 standard programming environment, you also have the option of programming PLC Next with high-level languages, which include, programming environments like Python, MATLAB, Simulink, so forth. So one of the newest things that we've done to support the ecosystem and the platform of PLC Next is really in the creation of both communities online for users to participate, support, share both applications.
I've noticed this on your website that you have a pretty active community and a set of applications and things coming for this platform.
Yep, and exactly. And we've also developed an app store, and that's really the biggest announcement kind of this year from Phoenix Contact USA is we have a actual app store that's available to transact, upload and download apps, so you can participate as a contributor. If you're a programmer or a system integrator that's developed some special programming, maybe let's say a pump control application that other customers may benefit from. That system integrator might have now a new business model with PLC Next to upload their app, participate in our marketplace, and make that code available for other users.
Well, that's a great thing. I've seen that on your site, and I'm very impressed with it. The other thing that happened recently is that you joined the newly formed Coalition for Open Process Automation, which is called COPA. Can you explain a little bit why Phoenix Contact is part of that organization from the get-go? You joined at the beginning.
Yeah, that's right. We were a founding member of COPA. And COPA, really is what I would describe as an accelerator for the open process automation standards so that end users can easily adopt those standards and start using open process in their facilities at their plants with an easy to use, easy to start system. Sometimes the biggest challenge is how do I get started? And it's something new, obviously, and there's a lot of maybe internal resistance. But when the coalition can provide an easy way for doing that, it accelerates the adoptions of the standard, and that's really great. And we're fully supportive of open process automation. One thing we've learned in the last 30 years is that one thing we've learned in the last 30 years of being an automation provider is that customers, particularly end user customers, really demand and need technology options. Open process automation provides that. Phoenix Contact has always been an open type company. So PLC Next is really the way that we support that community with providing reliable, scalable, secure hardware platforms for them to do their open.
That's an attitude I've detected in Phoenix for 20 years plus that I've been following you guys, is you have that kind of cooperative attitude because you don't do everything that somebody needs, but you are willing to provide a certain percentage of what they need and do that very well. Another thing that's coming up in the process world is that the new single pair Ethernet standards are coming into the process world through the Ethernet APL initiative to bring this true networking and relatively high speed networking into the process environment and hazardous locations. So what's going on with Phoenix Contact in that area?
Yeah, great great question,
Yeah.
Harry. And part of our DNA really at Phoenix Contact, as many people know us for, is connectivity and really physical layer,
Right.
infrastructure components.
Right.
And single pair Ethernet and APL are both technology areas that are just a natural fit. We were an early, as you know, we were an early innovator in field bus systems with Interbus in the early 90s, late 80s even. And so we have really, built a lot of our business in that physical infrastructure. So APL is really an important piece. I should say single pair Ethernet and APL is a really important piece to the puzzle of how you collect data and allow customers or support customers in that digital transformation, by being able to network end devices, sensors, so forth from the factory floor with high-speed connectivity that's robust, that's built for an industrial environment. So SPE and APL are big investment areas for Phoenix Contact. We already have connectors and connectivity for single pair Ethernet. And we also have APL switches available that have not yet been released, but they're available. And we're really looking for early adopters as the standards are still being finalized. It's important to get really voice of the customer feedback.
Well, that's great. I think as we look back in the future, we're going to find this change is going to be a big one. It doesn't have as much fanfare as some other things that are going on now, but bringing true networking into these hazardous locations and into these field devices is going to be a big change. Speaking of change, we also talk a lot about sustainability. We've heard a lot about it from different companies at this conference. What's going on with Phoenix Contact there?
Yeah, so sustainability, is a big topic in all companies, and I think all companies our size have sustainability directives and goals and targets, and we do, of course, as well. But I think what's even maybe more interesting is at Phoenix Contact, we've actually made it our purpose. So our purpose as a company is really to support sustainability in every part of our business, and what we describe and discuss is empowering an all-electric society, because we believe the future, a decarbonized future, really depends on technologies that are created or run that may not exist today, that are still evolving, but that allow things done today with carbon-based fuels to be done in the future with green energy, green hydrogen, energies created with green energy and renewable energy. So we made it really not only our corporate goal, we've made it a really purpose of our company to empower the all-electric society. That's our guiding light for the next decades, and it's a really big commitment for the company towards sustainability.
It's kind of a common vision, I think, among a number of companies that we're going to make this kind of energy transition to much more electric. And I'm glad to see you guys adopt that as a kind of a vision statement. And the interesting part is going to be how long it takes us to get there. And with companies like yours, who are extremely innovative, adopting that kind of mindset, I think it'll drive things along.
Well, so we feel, next year we'll be 100-year-old company, and we've been involved in many technology transformations over the years. The digital transformation certainly is a huge opportunity to deploy technology towards things like sustainability, the problems of our time. And we feel that we've done that in the past 100 years, and we fully intend in the next 100 years to participate in that technology transition as the world goes from carbon-based fuels to.
Well, we'll keep watching for it and appreciate your participation, Pat.
Sure.
Nice to see you, and we'll see you again next time.
All right, thanks.
This is Harry Forbes from ARC Advisor Group. I've been speaking with Pat McCurdy, Vice President of Phoenix Contact. Thank you for watching.